This is our time for Together Time. So I would like to invite up anyone who is a youth, a child, childlike, youth-like, anyone who wants to come up. Yeah, absolutely. I'm youth-like. You're 8? Then I think you should come up here with me. Would you be willing to come up and come sit on the stairs with me? Yeah? Lori, do you want to come up? You don't have to. You're good. You're good. Hi, y'all. Hi. Nice jacket, Jess.
Thank you.
So hi, you all. How are you? Good. How are you this morning? So I want you all to meet my friend. So this is my friend. Her name is Margaret. But because hi, Margaret. Thank you. That was so nice. Can you all say hi, Margaret?
Hi, Margaret.
And because we're friends, because I get to be her friend, I get to call her Margie. So the question is, do you want to be her friend? Do you want to call her Margie? Okay, let's try it again. Hi, Margie.
Hi, Margie.
So, you know what I love about my friend? I love that she's goofy. I love that she's kind. I love that she will do anything for her friends, and I can talk to her about anything. Isn't that wonderful to have a friend like that? Do you all have a friend like that? It's really special, right? So, but there's one other thing about my friend Margie, is she's kind of a big deal. So I can hold that she's my friend, and she's also kind of a big, and well, being my friend is a big deal. That's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal. So we're both big deals getting to be friends together. So do you want to hear about why she's a big deal? Yeah. Okay, so you know how I have a lot of titles, like sometimes my title is Reverend. You call me Reverend, Christine. Well, my friend Margaret has a title too. Her title is Major. Does anyone know what that stands for? What is that for? Major. Means that she was in the military. She was in the military and got the high rank of Major. And she served in the military in the Air Force, all right? So, and her last name is Witt. Now, her last name became kind of famous. She had a ruling named after her and a term. It's called the Witt Standard. Does anyone else have a ruling title named after them that we should know about? No, Margaret does. She does. So I want to tell you why she's got that too. So Margaret was in the Air Force. She was a flight nurse, among many things, which meant that she flew on planes. She was helping the soldiers who were wounded to get to medical treatment. That's a whole thing, right? That was very special. She did a whole bunch of other things in the Air Force, and she was very, very well respected in her job. She was actually on the posters for the Air Force to recruit new people. This beautiful face, like, come join the Air Force, and you can be like Margaret Witt. She was on the posters. What? So, and then in her personal life, because people in the military still get to have a personal life, right? In her personal life, she fell in love. She fell in love, didn't she, with a very special woman. And her name is Lori, and she's right here, and she's my friend too.
Hi, Lori.
So there was one big problem. Do you know what that might be?
The three of you.
The three of us. Well, the four of us. But no, and the big problem was in the military, she was not allowed to be gay. She had been gay the whole time, but in the military, you couldn't tell anyone you were. You had to keep it quiet and keep it secret the entire time you were serving in your job. So, and people weren't supposed to ask, and you weren't supposed to tell. It was a silly rule called don't ask, don't tell. It's super passive aggressive. Don't ever let anyone have anything like that in the legislature again, all right? But when Margie and Lori fell in love, someone told. And do you know what happened? The Air Force asked her if it was true, and she didn't lie. And then they told her that she couldn't be in the Air Force any longer after all of that time serving. Now, who here thinks that's fair? Anyone? Fair? Who thinks that's unfair? Really unfair. She was really good at her job. So, do you know what Major Witt did? She got a great team of lawyers, and she took the Air Force to court. And for 7 years, her mission was to work to show that this rule wasn't fair. The Air Force said that being gay would affect her teams and how they worked with team cohesion. But do you know what they showed? What they showed is that by her getting kicked out, her teams were affected. That is the Witt standard. Now, there's a whole bunch to this story. It sounds pretty simple. It wasn't simple, was it, Margie? It was not very simple. There's a lot of things that had to happen to make this go, and she had a very, very good team to make it happen. But after 7 years of fighting this, she won her case. Hooray, right? And because of that, the thing called the Witt Standard was going to apply to anyone who got kicked out of the military for being gay. So potentially, tens of thousands of people were going to be flooding the courts saying, I got kicked out too, does the Witt Standard apply to me? But they decided, maybe we don't want to do that. And it went up to President Obama, and he repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell in the military. So now, because of people like Major Margaret Witt and so many others who fought for it, but especially today, Major Margaret Witt, LGBTQ folks can serve openly in the military. And it was in great part due to her work. So we have a video showing some of the pictures of Major Witt and a little bit of her story. So kids, you are more than welcome to go back to the table or turn around and look at it here or see it on that screen. There's all kinds of possibilities. It's about, you can come back, you can sit in you can do whatever you want to, Margie.
Thanks.
Yeah.